Welcome to this short summary of your new profile recruitment software. We're going to start by looking at the new screen layout, new menus, features, and key terms used, as well as quick ways of moving around. This is the screen you'll be greeted with when you log in to Profile. It is made up of the following. The hub is the center of your recruitment activity. This is where you will really see data intelligence in action, using information in the system to prompt you of actions that need completing. The hub is made up of color-coded tiles that match the relevant records in Profile and shows your next actions and follow-ups to assist you in making placements. The hub will be configured by your Profile system administrator. The dashboard area sits on the right-hand side of the workspace for the user to fill with a number of widgets. The items on the dashboard can consist of simple lists, smart lists, intelligent reports, KPIs, and custom images. All of these can be selected and positioned by the user. The Find bar is the simple tool by which you can find main records by name, phone number, email, or reference number. The mega menu drops down over the top of the screen when your mouse rolls over it, giving you access to additional menu items, such as adding and searching for records. The icon menu is at the top of the screen. It is always displayed and shows icons and text to help you jump to the areas of Profile that you may use most often. The hub, which returns you to this hub screen where you have other records open. Email will take you into your Profile email. Hot lists enable you to maintain simple lists of your hot candidates, vacancies, contacts, and organizations. History lists all of the records you have been in since you logged in to Profile. RPM users will be familiar with this feature. The history will clear whenever you log out of Profile. Favorites. This is a list of your favorite records or lists that can be added or deleted by the user as required. Again, RPM users should be familiar with this feature. Selecting Help or pressing F1 on the keyboard at any time will access the Profile help files, which are dynamically updated in real time with the latest instructions or key features. Helpful pop-ups are also available to guide you throughout the software. So let's look at using Profile's new Find bar to open main records. You'll be familiar with Find bars on social media sites, such as LinkedIn, and this works in the same way. You just need to enter the name of the record in the Find bar and Profile will find it for you. This could be a contact or candidate, organization or vacancy. They are all found from the same place, the Find bar. Candidate and contact records can be found by surname, full name, part name, email address, phone number, first name followed by asterisk, or their reference number. When you use the Find bar, you'll notice that Profile shows all record types that contain your search term: candidates, contacts, organizations, and vacancies. Let's select Lucy Smith's contact record to see what's new and different. Here we can see that Lucy's record is colored pink to easily identify that it's a contact record. The new record layout consists of Workspace tabs, which appear at the top of the workspace to show the Profile records you currently have open, and banner panels showing key information such as where the contact works, telephone numbers, and a postcode hyperlink to Google Maps. You can also store a photo against records by selecting the burger menu within the photo section. These photos also appear on the Events page, which you will see in a moment. The Action menu dynamically displays the key actions you are likely to need within any record. It replaces the RPM menus for Process, right mouse click and record buttons to make Profile even easier to use. In this case, the contact is linked to an organization, so the organization and contact action menus are displayed. Further actions are available from the burger menu. The Page Selector panel on the left of the workspace is how we navigate between the pages of each record. This replaces the record tabs in RPM. The pages contain different information on the record. For example, in the Summary page, you'll see colored text. These are hyperlinks so that you can quickly and easily jump across to related records. Sections can be expanded by clicking on Show More. The General page contains basic information about the contact. the information can only be updated and changed from this screen. It can no longer be edited from the Organisation Context page. The Codes page has been improved to make adding codes easier. You just simply click on the plus sign to add a new code. The Vacancies page will list all the vacancies for that contact. Note, there is also a plus sign on the right-hand side, meaning that you can add a new vacancy record from here. The plus sign is your new way to add information within a page in Profile. There are also coloured hyperlinks. Let's select the Project Planner link to take a look at a vacancy record. Vacancy records are now orange. Note that now we are in a vacancy record, we have extra action menus for all the linked records. We have a vacancy, contact, and organisation action menu. The vacancy banner has a useful new feature, the Progress Summary panel, which is directly linked to the Vacancy Progress page. This gives you a summary of the vacancy progress. The left-hand number relates to the number of those particular activities, and the right-hand number tells you how many of those activities are still outstanding. Clicking on an item in the Progress Summary will take you to those items filtered in the Vacancy Progress page. Let's click on the interviews and see what happens. Profile will take you to the Vacancy Progress page with it automatically filtered on those interviews. You can change the filter by selecting Change Filter. It is now possible to update activity from the Progress page by highlighting the activity to be updated and selecting View Event from the Other Actions menu. Imagine that we had just had a call to confirm that Larry has started this role today, so we want to close off his outstanding offer. So let's click on Larry's details in the Progress page and see how we can update this event from here without having to go to the Events page. When we do this, Profile invites you to close off the vacancy in the candidate, as well as to create a career history for the candidate in their new role. This works the same as it did in RPM when an offer or booking outcome is changed to Started. Notice that the vacancy is now closed successfully in the Vacancy banner. Notice also that our progress has moved forward now that the candidate has started the new position. From our Progress page, we can see that we have 2 candidates that need to be closed off, as they weren't successful for this role. We can quickly set an outcome of Reject by selecting this option from the Other Actions menu. See how this immediately changes in the Progress screen, with Camilla's CV sent changing to red. Another option would be to select View Event to set the outcome and put notes on the event. Let's do this for the other candidate, Helen Geller. I'm going to select Refresh on the title bar of the record, or you can still select F5 on your keyboard. By selecting Refresh, see that the progress for Helen is updated. Notice the Progress Summary has also been updated to show there are no actions outstanding to follow up. Let's jump across to Helen's record so we can see what is new on candidates. We can do this from the Candidate Action menu if we click on Helen's details in the Progress page. In Profile, candidate records are blue. Here on the candidate banner, you have basic information about the candidate, including telephone numbers and where they are located, which again is a hyperlink to Google Maps. You can store a picture of the candidate, just as we saw on the contact card. There is also a Progress Summary panel, similar to the one on a vacancy. Let's look at some of the pages we haven't already covered. Documents and Files. This was previously called the Multimedia tab in RPM and is where you can store Word documents, PDFs, Excel spreadsheets and images. On the right-hand side, you'll see that there is a plus symbol, enabling you to add documents or files to the candidate record. If we go to the Events page, we can see the follow-up colours. These relate to whether the event follow-up is within date or overdue. A green box means the event needs to be followed up today. A yellow box means it is 2 to 7 days overdue. And a red box means it is 7 to 14 days overdue. No colour means it is before the follow-up date, after 14 days, or no task or follow-up was set. To filter activity, For example, if you wanted to just see the interviews for this candidate, you could simply select the Add Filter option and select Interviews. There are many other filter options available. The Candidate Action menu appeared as soon as we opened the candidate record, with basic activities such as make a phone call, email the candidate, and record an interview. There is also an Other Actions menu, which will change depending on where you are and what actions are available for that section. We are still in the Events page, which has links to other records, so we can also see the Other Records action menus for vacancy, contact, and organisation. If we go to the Summary page, we will only have the action menu for the candidate and organisation where they currently work. Let's look at recording activity on our candidate using the Actions menu. To call a candidate, simply click on the phone icon in the Candidate Action menu. Their telephone numbers will appear, and then you can select Record Call as you did in RPM. In the Call to Candidate screen, the information on the left-hand side relates to the call you are making. The information on the right-hand side is what you want to do next. For example, set a task or close off the call by completing it. Imagine that we have called the candidate and they aren't available. Let's put notes on the event to say that we have left a message and set a task to remind us to call them later. That task will now appear in My Tasks on the dashboard on the right-hand side of the screen, reminding me that I need to follow it up. From here, I can follow it up by clicking on it and selecting to dismiss, snooze, update, or view the event by selecting Candidate Call Hyperlink. I've spoken to the candidate, so I'll put in notes about the call and complete it as I no longer need to follow it up. As soon as an activity is completed, it no longer appears in the dashboard or hub. We have 3 main records open, which you can see from the Record tabs. You can close an individual record by clicking on the Close button for that record. Or you can close all records by right-mouse clicking on the Record tab and selecting Close All tabs. Closing records will always take you back to your hub. Don't forget, you can also return to the hub when you have records open by selecting the hub icon at the top of the screen. Now let's look at what is new and improved with the Profile Email functionality. You've just arrived at work and want to read your unread emails. Unread emails can be accessed through the hub. Profile gives you access to your email account within the database, so that emails can be linked to records and information can easily be shared. Profile Email has a new screen layout, action menus, and enhanced features, such as filtering. The color of the From address instantly shows you whether the email is from a contact, shown here in pink, a candidate, shown in blue, or somebody you don't have a record for in Profile, which appears in black. Throughout Profile, the colored data indicates a hyperlink, which will take you to the relevant record or area of Profile. The Change Filter option enables you to filter your email view by day, week, unread, or all messages, and there is a search field to help you find specific emails. The action menu that we saw earlier returns to help us here with email. From the Other Actions menu, you can reply, reply all, forward, and/or delete an email from the Profile Email screen by clicking on the relevant email and selecting the option from the Other Actions menu. You can also process a candidate's CV or a vacancy job specification from the Profile Email screen by selecting the relevant email and choosing the option from the Other Actions menu. If you click on an email from an existing candidate or contact, an extra action menu for that record will appear, giving actions for that particular record. For example, you could record a telephone call to a candidate from here in the email screen. We are now going to move on to Section 3, Vacancy Interaction. In this section, we will look at the new functions and features of vacancies. The first thing we're going to do is create a new vacancy for us to work on. Imagine that an existing contact has sent you an email with a job spec for a new vacancy they want you to work on. Here we're going to create our new vacancy from our Profile Email screen. But remember, you can also add new vacancies manually from the Mega menu by selecting New, Permanent or Temporary Vacancy. Alternatively, you can add a new vacancy by clicking on the plus sign on the Vacancies page of a contact or organisation record. Let's go to our email and find an email from a contact with a job spec and process that from the email screen. By selecting Process Vacancy Specification, Profile will take the information from the email and the attachment and create a new vacancy record from it, once you have checked it through and saved it, of course. This works the same as it did in RPM, just with some screen, menu, and a few other enhancements. Once in the Import Vacancy screen, you can check through the information before creating the new record. The skills will match to the description and aliases of your attribute codes. If a match is found, the code will be added to the vacancy record. You can use the Other Actions menu to move around the hits. You can use the plus to add codes. You can copy and paste text for the notes on your vacancy. Let's enter some keywords. When it comes to searching on this vacancy, the keyword section now does a Boolean search on the candidate's CV. So you should now enter Boolean logic or phrases in the keyword section. For example, let's look for keywords project manage or projects or project coordinator. The speech mark specifies the exact phrases required. The space represents how we want to search between each phrase. We'll come back to this when we do searching next. Let's put in a salary range. Once you are happy with the vacancy details, select Save to create the new vacancy record and click Close on the Vacancy Import window. Closing this window will take us to our newly created vacancy record, where information from the email and attachment has been populated. The job spec has been put on the Documents and Files page. Now that we have created a vacancy, we're going to move on to looking at searching to find candidates that match the criteria on the vacancy. We want to run a search based on the search criteria of the vacancy we just created. To do this, we run our search from the vacancy record by selecting Search Candidates in the Action menu of the vacancy. This takes us to the search screen with key information from the vacancy pulled through and populated. As we saw when we added the vacancy, the keyword section is now using Boolean logic. Boolean search is a type of search allowing you to combine keywords with operators such as and, or, and not to further produce more relevant results. For example, a Boolean search could be project and manager. This would limit the search results to only those documents containing both of the keywords. A Boolean search could be project or manager. This would increase the search results to those documents with either one of the keywords. A Boolean search could also be project, not manager. This would limit the search results to the documents with one keyword but not the other. The General section has new fields available, such as CV last updated, which is from the candidate's General page and gets updated if a CV is processed from the inbox. You can amend and change the search criteria from here. I'm going to move my skills code from the All Of section to the Is One Of, so that I get more results. The Smart Matcher facility searches the database for new and updated candidate records and matches them to live vacancies. If a candidate matches the criteria required for a vacancy, then that candidate will be automatically added to your Smart Matcher list for that vacancy. It is also now possible to do a distance search from this screen, if you have the relevant country postcode data in Profile. Putting in the postcode of the vacancy, Profile will match the candidates with an address postcode within the miles radius. Clicking on the Search button will take you to your search results. In this new Candidate Browse screen, you can see key information on each candidate that matches your search criteria, with the keywords highlighted. The top right-hand corner tells you how many matches, and you can scroll through the list to see the Browse panel of each candidate. Selecting Show Document from the Other Actions menu will open the Candidate Search Browse document with all the search criteria highlighted. Once you've looked at one candidate's document, simply click on the Next Candidate in the list and the document will change. If you wanted to see their full record, you can jump across to the candidate record using the hyperlink in the browser or on the Candidate Action menu. You can untick any records that aren't suitable from here. You can also transfer the search results to a saved list by selecting the Copy to Saved List option on the Actions menu on the left-hand side. Any candidates that are unticked won't go through to the saved list. Now that we are in the Saved List screen, let's have a look at what's new. The Keep option allows a list to be kept and not deleted when housekeeping is run. Records can be added or individually removed from the list by selecting the minus or plus options. All other saved list functions are in the Other Actions menu or the Other Actions burger menu. Remember that the actions in the Actions menu relate to the whole list, whereas the actions in the individual record menus relate just to that record. So if you wanted to call one candidate in the list, click on them in the list and select the phone call icon from their candidate action list. If you wanted to send an email to all candidates in the list, select Email Candidates in List from the Other Actions burger menu. We'll close down all current records and I'll show you where your saved lists are now stored. To retrieve your saved lists, go to the Reports and Lists option in the Mega menu and select Saved Lists. The Action menu shows you all of the functions available to you from this screen: View List, Merge Saved List, Transfer Saved List, Copy Saved List, and Move to Hot List. Let's look at some other lists within Profile. My lists have been replaced with new intelligent reports and have many enhancements that allow you to automatically gather information and drill down into your report data. The Hub uses various intelligent reports to provide you with information on contact sales calls, contacts or candidates without activity, live candidates, CVs sent but awaiting feedback, current interviews and placement starting. These can be configured by the Profile System Administrator. To access the Intelligent Reports library, go to Reports and Lists in the Mega menu and select Intelligent Reports. These are split into categories, depending on what type of intelligent report they are. For example, going into the Candidates section, there is an intelligent report that will show you all the live candidates for the user you are logged in as. As with previous My Lists, it is possible to change the criteria of an intelligent report by selecting the Change List Criteria option from the Other Actions menu. To transfer the intelligent report to a saved list, select Copy to Saved List from the Other Actions menu. There are many new intelligent reports. Let's have a quick look at System Reports. Profile comes with a new set of standard reports. These are different to the intelligent reports as they can be exported to Excel, printed or emailed. They are not interactive with Profile records like the intelligent reports. The System Reports can be found in the Mega menu, Reports and Lists, System Reports. These are split into categories, depending on what type of system report they are. For example, vacancy. Live vacancies will give you a list of all the live vacancies on Profile for the selected team group, team or user. It is possible to create your own bespoke system reports with training from Microdec. You can get further information on this from your account manager. So to recap, in this session we have briefly covered an overview of Profile, looking at the new screen layout, new menus, features and key terms used, as well as quick ways of moving around. Record interaction. How to create records, send emails, record telephone calls and other actions. Emailing in Profile. What's new and improved with the Profile inbox? Searching. The new search screen and features including new Boolean keyword searching. Saved lists. What's new and improved in this screen? Intelligent lists and standard reports. Where these are stored and what is available. Thank you for watching.